Hello everyone, how you guys doing? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day, and today we are here with the top 10 soccer card sales of March 2025. Could be the start to a new monthly series. If you guys enjoy this, do make sure to leave a like. Let me know down below in a comment. Pretty self-explanatory, so not much to talk through. Let's just go ahead and get into it. This is going to be across all platforms, which is something new for me here. Was able to bring them all together, and let's get started. So we're going to start with some bonuses, some ones that didn't quite make it. To start, we have this Lamine Yamal 2023-2024 Renaissance Super 1 of 1 PSA 10 that went for $27.4 thousand. Really cool card. Spoiler, we are going to see more Lamine Yamal. I know that's not a shocker to anyone, but I've always been kind of a sucker for like the stained glass and Renaissance type of cards. I don't own any. I just like how they look, generally speaking. And I would imagine a superfractor would add all the more luster to it. I think the red, there was a comp for a PSA 9 that went for 2 to 3K, so I mean clearly the 1 of 1 and a 10 is a whole different ballpark, don't get me wrong, but definitely gets quite the premium for the 1 of 1 nature. Next up, threw this in here, I thought about maybe not doing it, but it was a top 15 technically soccer card of the month, and that was this Kobe sticker auto from 2014 Panini Prism World Cup Fans of the Game. This is out of 25, and this went for a tad over 30,000 in a BGS 9510 grade. Kept it in here because I think that it is a good barometer for just how inexpensive soccer is in general, at least comparatively. Of course, we're talking about 30, 40,000, 50,000 and plus dollar cards. Don't get me wrong, these are expensive cards. But I mean, like a Kobe sticker auto gets into the top 15 of the month. I'd like to see what the highest selling soccer card in basketball was for the month, because I doubt it's that good. If anything, it'd be the Curry Messi Tops Now that they created recently, but that's all that can come to mind for me. Next up, we have two different Pele Alifas here. The first being a 5/5 that sold later in the month on Fanatics Premier for 31.2, and then we have a PSA 5 that sold for 31.7. I, for these pictures here, have enhanced the brightness and the saturation a little bit just to make them easier to see. Pair that with Golden doing it themselves, and this is, quite an eyesore, I would say, but nonetheless, 31.7 for the 5 and a smidge over 30 for the 5/5. A Messi bonus here, a 1 of 1 Optic Road to Qatar goes from the 21-2022 set, and a PSA 9 for $34.1 thousand. We'll actually have another optic later in the video that we can sort of compare to in one way or another. You also have a Kaboom Gold from the 24-25 Panini Donruss Kaboom set. Obviously a much desired case hit, especially in its gold version, and especially if it's Messi, as you can tell. 34,000 there for that one that went on Golden in a PSA 8 grade. And that concludes us for the bonuses. Let's go ahead and get into the top 10. So we start with number 10 with none other than Lamine Yamal, the one, the only. This is the 2023-2024 Topps UCL Japan Edition Topps Chrome Auto Superfractor 1 of 1. This is a sticker auto, but that doesn't stop people nonetheless. Generally, the stickers seemingly have went for the same price as the base without the auto, so it doesn't seem like people have a huge admiration for the auto versus the non-auto, assuming the auto is on a sticker, which kind of makes sense to me, I guess. PSA 9 grade for the card, PSA 10 for the auto, and what an auto it is, am I right? That is a beauty. But this goes for quite the discount over the other 1 of 1s from the typical Topps Chrome release. Those went, the auto and the non-auto, for a little over 100,000 for each of those. This one goes for 39. At number 9, we come in with the Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Erling Haaland sticker auto triple here in a 1 of 1 version. Of course, Superfractor. This goes for 40.2 thousand this month. If memory serves me right, the first time that this sold, it was a good bit over 100 whenever it first got hit and put onto Golden. I believe it was like 120-ish, 130, something like that. So definitely down quite a bit from the early days, but still holding a good price. I mean, 40,000 for, 3 sticker autos is still a good number, I would say, but still a really cool card in its own right. On to number 8, we have a Messi coming on in here, and this is the one that I was referencing that you could compare to 2021, 2022. This is the Lionel Messi 2018 Optic Auto Gold Vinyl 1 of 1 BGS 9 with a 10 auto grade. And this goes for a little over $41,000. on March 8th from Golden. Looking at the subgrades, they're all a 9.5 except for the corner, which is an 8.5, so probably one of the least forgiving ones that you could get if you were trying to cross on over to PSA, but still decent subgrades for a 9, and obviously gets a good price. On to number 7, we keep the train rolling here with a couple 71 bisses for none other than Lionel Messi. 2 PSA 9s, the first being a PSA 9 that sold on Golden early in the month for 47, and then a Fanatics Premier auction that went for 46.8 later in the month. The second sale was down a little bit from the first, but generally speaking, these were pretty decent sales. The relative high on this card that we saw recently was about 50 grand, something like that, but that was a huge step up from 30 where it was at before. So to see it hold around 50 despite more of these coming out, I would say is pretty impressive. And generally some decent prices for one of, if not the most iconic soccer card that is out there. That moves us to number 6, where we have Cristiano Ronaldo making an appearance here from 2015-2016 Panini Flawless Finishes. This is a signature out of 5 Emerald, PSA 8 grade for the card, PSA 10 auto. One of, if not probably the most desired insert within Flawless. Of course, you have the Flawless base cards, but then everything else is basically its own subset of different styles and inserts, and this is amongst the favorite of the general populace. You have Ronaldo's iconic celebration wrapped up in a card with an on-card auto out of 5, which is about as good as you're going to get. Because let's be honest, I don't know where the one of this is. And even if you find it, you're probably not getting it. So this is up there with one of the best Ronaldo Flawless cards you'll see, and it gets a price that is worthy of that. $52,000 here on Golden earlier this month. Really cool card. Really glad that I could talk about it at least here for a moment, but we'll see more of him later. At number 5, we have another Messi and Ronaldo. I say another. We had the Holland earlier with these two, but these two alone with their dual sticker autos go for $62,000 from 2022. Top Stadium Club Chrome. I added Chrome. That might not be correct. There's so much going on this slab and in this title. I'm not quite sure. It is a super, which makes me think so. This is a Messi Ronaldo, of course. 1 of 1. PSA 10 card. PSA 9 auto. Always interested in what people would prefer on that. Would you rather have a 9 card grade with a 10 auto, or would you rather have a 10 card grade with a 9 auto? It's sort of interesting to think about. Obviously, you have a lot of concerns lately with the Messi signatures, but this one looks okay to me, and the price certainly agrees. A good $62,000 for the two players of this era, I would say, no matter how you want to rank them. Moving to number 4, we have yet another Messi here. This is none other than 2017 Chrome Red out of 10 in a PSA 10-10. My lord, that's got a little bit of everything going on there. This one gets a price of $66,000, which tops that Messi Ronaldo that we were looking at by just a little bit there. 2017 Chrome is obviously pretty beloved by the soccer hobby in general. A lot of people chasing it. And when you get an out of 10 Messi auto, 10-10 grade, a lot of people are going to be going after that. Personally, love the color match, love the color itself with the cards in general, but especially if you get a red on red with the Barca kit. Can't get a whole lot better than that. And for that reason, a cool 66 grand gets us at the number 4 spot of this month. On to number 3, getting the bronze medal of the month. Here we have Cristiano Ronaldo in what is quite a big sale comparatively to the last one we just saw, which was $60,000. This moves us up into the $112,000 range. This is a 2021-2022 Panini Impeccable Premier League jersey number auto with the jersey number on the back. You can't see the back of the card here, although it's not on the back. It's actually right beneath this eye on the left-hand side. That is number 7 of 7. So obviously, a lot of jersey numbers going on here. You got the 37777. Impeccable in general has a lot of fanfare. On top of that, there are also a lot of inserts and subsets within it that are very beloved. And of course, a jersey number 1 is going to be even more so, especially when it's only numbered out of 7, especially when it's jersey number 7 of 7, and especially when it's Ronaldo. All of those things get a very good price here. I looked up other impeccable sales for Ronaldo, and the next highest that I could find anywhere was, I think, a little under 20 grand. So in regard to the pricing and the premium over the next highest impeccable, hard to really say when it gets into this range. You know, not a lot of us can speak on this, but if I wanted to throw money at a Ronaldo card and I had tons of it to spare, I mean, this certainly would be a card that'd be on the list, you'd think. Then that gets us to number 2, where we have a return of none other than Lamine Yamal, 2024 Topps Chrome Euro Superfractor Auto. This is a sticker, as they all are basically. PSA 10 grade, PSA 10 auto. You got the 10-10s rolling there. You got the national debut in the top right of the card, which is Topps Chrome's international way of throwing a rookie card on there. And of course, Lamine Yamal did help his team to the trophy with the 2024 Euros, so that's going to play a big factor and has played a big factor in his desirability at large. And a 1/1 super to commemorate it does seem like quite the card, and certainly quite the price at $136,000 in total. This actually is the highest priced Lamine Yamal sale ever. The next highest were $122 for his Topps Chrome Super Auto, $103 for his Topps Chrome Super, and then $74 for his Topps Chrome Sapphire Podpradasha Auto. So this one tops the list of the bunch, and I'd be interested what you think of that in terms of which card you would take. It is an interesting question because with the Champions League Chrome, Sapphire, Japan editions, there are quite a few 1/1s released in that for Lamine Yamal, so I could see this standing out in a bit of a different way. And then finally at number 1 for the month of March 2025, we have a Cristiano Ronaldo topping the list here at $162,000 for what is probably one of his best cards from Modern, certainly, and maybe one of his best cards in general. I believe his PSA 10 card rookie at this point goes for like, last one was probably 50 to 70K, somewhere in there. So 162 on this, quite the statement. This is actually up quite a bit from the last time one of these have sold. Maybe like double. It's a pretty impressive boost, and 162K from a pretty important set, 2014 Prism, everyone knows. I would say at this point, if you don't, first year Prism World Cup, sort of one of the staples in terms of bringing us into the modern era, but I think a lot of people would agree that this is one of Ronaldo's best cards, and so to see it go in a 10, I think it deserves to top a monthly, and it definitely does. If this card lost out to a Lamine Yamal, I would have been pretty depressed, I'm not gonna lie. Nonetheless, that takes us home for this month. Hopefully you enjoyed. As always, would love to hear your thoughts down below. If you snagged any of these, let us know. Or don't. Maybe just don't. Any thoughts you have, stuff that sold high, low, would love to hear it down below in a comment. If you want to see more videos like these as soon as I go live, make sure to subscribe. And with that said, hopefully you have a wonderful day, and peace.